ounce soda for $2.50. Write and solve a proportion that could be used to find the cost of a gallon of soda. Hint: 1 gallon equals 128 ounces. So we need to convert first that 12 ounces to gallons, which multiple of you did that part correct. We just kind of broke it after that mostly. Okay, so to convert 12 ounces to gallons, what do we need to do? Yes, so what's the first step in a conversion? I have big ears. Don't know if you've noticed, but I do. We do need to do a conversion. What's the first step?
12 ounces over 1.
12 ounces over 1. Agreed. 12 OZ over 1. Now what?
120 ounces over 1.
Times fraction bar. What are we trying to cancel?
Ounces?
Ounces. So where does that got to go?
Bottom.
On the bottom. What's got to go on the top? No, just gallons, not gallons. Gallons.
I say a gallon.
You said gallons. That's what you said. And we are given in the problem there is 1 gallon. For every 1 gallon, there is 128 ounces. Jess? So what do we do with those numbers?
You divide 12 from 108.
No, you just divide them. There's no involved. So what's 12 divided by 128?
0.09375.
0.09375 gallons. Good job. Now, we ain't done, kids. We ain't done at all because we're not asked for, like, how many gallons is in 12 ounces. We're asked to write a proportion that can be used to find the cost of a gallon of soda. So a proportion is a fraction equals a fraction, right? So far, so good. Excuse me. So what's going to go in this fraction over here? Or this one? I don't care. What am I going to write right here? Somebody tell me something.
The 0.09375 gallons.
0.09375 gallons. How much does 0.09375 gallons cost? Because this is 12 ounces, right? How much it cost?
$2.50.
$2.50. How many? No, I'm reading the wrong problem. Cost of a gallon. So how many gallons are going to go on the top here? 1. For X dollars, right? Now we're going to solve that proportion, right? There were several places in proportions that we messed up on the test. It has to match. So if you have, like on the next one, we've got meters to centimeters. You're going to need meters to centimeters over here. It has to match. Small to big equals small to big equals small to big. It has to match. If it doesn't match, then you're going to get it wrong. Just being myself.
Yeah.
That really doesn't make any sense. That's like the whitest Spanish shirt I've ever seen. Wow. That's hilariously funny. Okay. This times X is this times X. Am I right? Say yes.
Yeah, sure.
0.09375 equals, what's 2.5 times 1? 2.5. How do I need to get rid of all this mess?
You need to divide it.
I do need to divide it. That's true. So when I divide 2.5 by 0.09375, what do I get? I should hear clicking. Excuse me.
26.67.
26.67.
I did a much radically different way.
Yeah. Did you get the same answer? And it may not have been as quite as radical as what you thought. Possibly.
I just kind of took it to the proportion. I just wrote on the problem. Solved it.
You did this. You just did it ugly. What's the units here? Dollars. Make sense, everybody? Any questions on that one?
Can we do 8?
We can do 8. 8 is easy though. 8, we just have to match stuff. That's all we're doing on 8. That's it.
I think I know what I did wrong.
I think I definitely know what you did wrong, but let's do it anyway. A scale drawing of a oh no, I think, were you the one that converted when you did, or was that Gina that converted units when you didn't need to convert units?
I think that's what I did.
Is that what you did? Somebody did that. I don't remember who did that.
Oh yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
I'm a genius.
No, that mistake makes sense. But you don't convert for scale drawings. You convert for unit rate or scale.
It's not an answer.
Yeah, thank you. Good job. So proud. Yeah. Okay. Scale drawing of a cottage is 10 meters tall. Being drawn with a scale of 1.5 centimeters equals 2 millimeters. Meters. Meters!
Meters?
How many centimeters tall is the scale drawing? Okay. So we need to set up a proportion and solve the proportion. It's helpful when you're doing these, just like we did last one, if you write the units with the things. So 1.5 centimeters over 2 meters equals, the other number that we're given is what?
10 meters.
10 meters. So is it going to go on the top or the bottom?
Top.
Top?
So you can cancel it out.
Am I trying to cancel it, or I'm trying? But this is a proportion. This is not a unit conversion. I knew where both of y'all were coming from, and I was about to ask the question. But yeah, I'm glad you actually said it, because you actually answered the question without answering. So we are not trying to cancel out the meters.
Oh,
We're trying to build a proportion that matches. So this isn't like a unit conversion. So that makes sense. I'm glad that we got to the bottom of why that confusion existed. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so when we're doing a proportion, it has to match. We're not trying to cancel it. When we're doing unit conversions, that's when it has to be opposite. Does that make sense?
yes.
That's great. I'm glad we learned something useful. Well, or I did, because that's helpful. Okay, so the 10 meters has got to go with the 2 meters. Some amount of centimeters. Now we can solve a proportion, right? So we can do 2 times x, which gives us what?
2x.
2x. 1.5 times 10 is what?
15.
Yeah. I would argue you didn't even need your calculator for that. But that's fine. It's okay. Multiplying and dividing by powers of 10 are easy. Just shift the decimal place around. True facts. That's fine. You got calculators. It's okay. You don't have to even think. Thinking's overrated. I know. I'm being sarcastic. What should we do now?
Divide.
That sounds great. X equals 7.5 units.
Centimeters.
Makes sense. Easy peasy.
Do we do number 9?
Yeah.
But why did you
Oh,
put
what is the unit thing again?
why did you put -0?
Because you didn't miss any ones.
Oh,
Okay, what did you do?
simple multiplication.
Oh. Okay, so for number 9, there's actually 2 different proportions that you could have written. Because, oh no, just kidding. On number 10, there's 2 different proportions. On number 9, there's only one way that works. Somebody, I don't remember who it was, wrote the correct thing and then the wrong thing and then the correct thing again. Or maybe it was the other way around. I don't know. They wrote the 3 and then the 5 and then the 3 and then the 5 and then I can't remember whether they ended up getting it right at the end or not. But I was like, what are you
I
doing?
think that was right. I was dropping units.
I did mine. Yeah, I forgot to do this time.
Oh, no.
That's what.
Es terrible.
Grade.
Yeah, now you have a 52.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've got a small triangle and a big triangle. This is what I'm talking about. You have to do small to big, small to big. Or you can do big to small, big to small. It doesn't matter, but it has to match, right? So which number goes with the X on number 9? Which number goes with the X on number 9?
4.
4 does. Yes? 4 to X equals. Now, which one of either 5 or 3, which one has a number that goes with it on the big triangle? 5 or 3? 5 does. The 3 is the hypotenuse there. It's that long leg. So 3 doesn't have anything that matches over there. But the 5 does. Which one goes with the 4? Does the 5 or the 8 go with the 4? Which triangle does it belong to? It goes with the 4. The 5 goes with, yeah, it goes with itself. Also 4. So it goes in the same place as that. It has to match. Alright, so over 8. Now we just solve the proportion. 5x equals 32, etc. Y'all can do that. Easy peasy.
I got
And then remember at the very end to write inches.
Yep, that's way Yep.
No.
But why did you put X's right here where nothing was?
multiplication.
You didn't round right. It says to round to the hundredth.
I could have gone 100 if I just did it.
I'm going all my grades because of you.
I put 40. 4 times 8 is not 40. I don't.
No.
No, only because I got wrong.
You were going too quick and made a funny mistake.
I don't really know what I did. I even triple checked it, but no.
You don't know what you did wrong on what one? Did you pick the wrong numbers or did you put them in the wrong order? Which one goes with Y?
12.
12. Which one goes with 16?
12.
None of them. Yeah, good job. So proud. Which one goes with 23?
14.
14. So Y to 12 equals 23 to 14, or some variation thereof would be what you would want to write.
Okay. I'm just gonna. Wait. Oh.
Oh no. There's an error. I wonder if that means there's an error on the key. I might have to make modifications to some of your grades. Because the key is wrong.
Oh no.
Oh.
On which one?
On number 10, the key is wrong.
Maybe I
Because
forgot right.
Because that is definitely incorrect. Because that doesn't go with that. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, I got
For the test questions, all I have
7.3.
to do is
What did I write?
And then just add the units.
What was I doing? Who knows?
Of these when it has corrections right here.
Okay, so let's try again. And put this. And put this. And then we'll go. Ugh. JJ, this might make your grade worse, but if it does, I'm not going to change it.
I'm scared of this.
I mean, it's better than being so close but so far.
Sure.
That was a joke. That was sarcasm.
Sarcasm. Sarcasm, my main man. Do you believe in life after love? I really don't think you're strong enough.
The only thing he was units.
That is the deal.
The only thing I did was when I did rounded. Let's add the units. That's it.
So, if you got, that's funny, it still ends up really close. That's intriguing. If you actually got 19.7 or 714 or something, then you actually got the answer right.
Oh,
I got it right.
I got
got
19.71.
19.7. Oh.
wait, does this count as 19.71?
Yes.
Ooh.
Does it count?
So, if that happened, then you need to tell me so I can come and fix your grade.
I got 7.3.
Left.
On your test card. Well, there's your name.
Are we gonna do like a final exams?
We probably will have a last test. Last will and testament. I give my stuffed animal Bobo to my sibling. Also, the Cheeto that I've been keeping under my bed since the 3rd grade, I give that to my dear beloved mother.
She instantly threw it in the trash.
8-year-old Will.
Exactly. Also, my Fat Man bed sheets smell faintly of my butt. I give that to the dog. And the dog that is supposedly mine, well, it's not really mine. My parents told me. That's not true. I don't even water the dog anymore. I got it for my birthday, but Mom basically takes care of it. Look, I just called some of y'all out. They got awfully quiet all of a sudden.
That's because of all the dogs in the house.
You do.
I don't even have a dog. I have a dog.
Dogs are the best.
They are. They're nice. I have 2 dogs.
Dogs are decidedly the best.
I don't know, I like cats. That's what.
Well, you're dumb.
That's your opinion, not mine.
Okay, fine. You're not dumb, but cats are dumb, and people that like cats I question their sanity, but it's okay.
True.
You are right.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me look.
I have the proof right here.
That's not proof.
I will show you the
Wait,
proof.
which page?
I did.
See, did we have a practice test?
391.
Yes, we did.
You did 391?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we were probably supposed to have a test today. It's fine.
I was doing 6.
See?
Okay,
Yeah.
moving on with our lives.
Oh.
You said last time that you were going to change it for this 801. 81.
That doesn't make sense.
Oh.
Wait, you said that? Yeah, you said last
You don't have any proof of that. I didn't record class last week.
Yes, you said last week. Should we take a test in 2 weeks or should we take a test next week? And then you said we're going to take a test next week.
We're going to talk about chapter 8.
Yeah, it was practice test.
Relation.
That's what we're gonna do today.
Oh.
Is this the 8.1 video? Because I watched like the first 8
I'm
minutes
just
of
so
it,
stressed.
and then I got bored. If it is, if it was something
Because I was so
watching up.
I know.
I did say we had it. What?
I was so stressed because I had to do it all last night. I
Why?
just did it all.
Why'd you have to do it all last night? Because you waited till the last minute?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to hear
I
that.
had to do it last night because I had other finals and schoolwork to do next week. I have a valid excuse. So.
No, you don't. You're in junior high. There's no way. There is no way you have so much work you couldn't have done. Spread it out and done it a little bit this day, a little bit that day, a little bit that day.
It is if you had a lot of finals that you had to turn in yesterday. Your school.
I hear you. So time management is what you got to learn to fix that problem. Now, I'm not saying that I would have done anything different than you at your age. I'm not sure I would have done it different at my age, but I've never claimed to be a good student. We're going to talk about functions.
Yay.
We're going to learn about functions, and we are going to take a test in 3 weeks. Then, no, the next to last day of class. Is that what you said? No, you said last day of class? Next to last day of class. Then, the last day of class, what's the matter?
We might not be doing. I might be doing lighting stuff.
I have no kind comments about that, so I'll keep my mouth shut. We're taking a test in 3 weeks. So, you can figure out what you're going to take. Before, after, whatever else.
You could give me it Wednesday and I could do it.
Potentially. Wednesday. When will I see you Wednesday?
It'll be performance week when we do it, and I'll be working.
Oh, assuming I'm working backstage. I like how you assume
Or
that.
I could hand it.
I do plan to do that.
No, I was saying I could hand it or something.
No, you're good. You're thinking well. You're thinking smart. That's good. I didn't say you weren't. We are having a test in 3 weeks for sure. Guaranteed. If you would like to take that before or after or whatever else, we can talk about it and figure it out.
But is the last day of class the week after performance?
I believe that the answer to that question is yes.
It is.
Because the performance is what, 12th and 13th?
Yes.
Last day of class is the 18th, so,
Okay.
there's math.
What about the last day of class test?
We're not taking a test on the last day. We're taking a test on the next to last day, and then we're going over the test and possibly having a cookie on the last day.
So I'm hearing the last day of math class is going to be a fun day. Is what I'm hearing.
I don't know. You might cry because you might do badly on the test. I don't know. So who knows?
It could be a fun day, or it could be a very, very bad day. Very, very bad day.
Following the worst day.
Had a bad day. Who sings that song?
I had a bad day tomorrow.
I had a
Bad day tomorrow.
Okay. Hey, this topic, I've been teasing this topic for a while. We are beginning algebra today. Congratulations, you're graduated. You've moved on to real deal for real algebra. People are always like, why are they putting algebra in 3rd grade? They're not. They're putting equations in 3rd grade, which is not algebra. Not really. This is algebra. This is really for real algebra.
Is it difficult?
No, but it is cerebral.
Oh,
Okay.
no, that's outside my valid comprehension.
What? Okay. A relation is a function is a special type of relation. So in order to define what a function is, we need to define what a relation is. Is this making sense? So far? So bueno? Good? A relation is 2 sets. Where the independent quantities, don't worry, we're writing a bunch of big words. We'll put some pretty pictures with it and it'll make more sense. Independent, possibly and, I never can remember. Yeah, I was right. Look at me. Quantities.
No, what day is it?
Thursday.
The 27th.
Thursday the 29th.
The 27th?
It's almost May. That's my birth month.
Second.
I didn't ask about you.
I
Nobody
know
cares
that.
about you.
I did.
When is your birthday, JJ?
I don't remember.
Clearly in May. Or
It's
unless you had a spiral of confusion, which is possible. Two sets where the independent quantity are mapped onto the dependent quantities. What does the word quantity mean?
Amount.
Yeah, amount, right? Amount is something, a number, right? So, here's a picture of a relation. Are you ready? We're going to have a set right here. And in this set, let's put the numbers 5, -8, -5, only to draw another 5 in there, 1. And then over here, we're going to have another set of numbers, and let's do this one as 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Set so far. So this is a set. This is a set of numbers. This is another set of numbers. So a set in math is just a list of things, right? Make sense? It's just a list of stuff. Easy peasy so far? So we have independent and dependent quantities, and they're in two sets, right? Makes sense so far? Easy peasy? So we're going to label this set over here as the independent quantities. And we'll explain better what we mean by independent and dependent soonish. And dependent. Where? Why? There's no 15.
Well, it looks like that.
It's a 5.
It's like a very, very bad 5.
It's an exaggerated, ugly 5 because I'm such a nice guy.
That's overrated.
Is that
Being nice?
Is that a negative or just a what's a negative?
Oh, wait, I'm not.
Negative 8.
I said I meant overstatement.
Negative 6. Is that just a really ugly 5?
It is a really ugly 5.
Yeah.
For grade.
Okay, so what we mean by mapping is this. This could be mapped onto this. This could be mapped onto that. This one could be mapped onto that. Maybe this one is mapped onto this and that.
Wait, so one number can be mapped to 2 different numbers?
And in this example, yes. That is going to be an important question mark soon, like very soon, in the next couple minutes soon. But yeah, so this is an example of a relation. Making sense so far? Okay, so the independent and dependent quantities have some other names. Okay, they have, for the list of all of the independent quantities is called the domain. And the list of all the dependent quantities is called the range, which is not the same as range in statistics, where you take the biggest number and subtract the littlest number. It's the same word, but it means two different things depending on context. Makes sense so far? Okay. The domain, the independent quantities could also be known as the inputs. And then, obviously, the range are the list of all outputs.
I think I know what you're gonna say next.
Okay. So, did you know what I was going to say?
I think you're gonna say for every input, there's only one output.
I'm not there yet, but I am going to say that eventually. I am going to say that eventually. That is true. Well, I haven't started talking about functions yet, so I'm not going to say that yet. So you can think about a relation as kind of like a machine. If I have this big black box of a machine, and I have this purple thing happening, this purple machine, relation machine, and I take and I put into the machine
Yes, yeah.
a 5, what's going to come out of the machine?
-5?
Look again.
5.
If I put, look at that. Gavin knew because he watched the video.
Yeah.
If I put a 5 into this machine, then a 6 is going to come out because the 5 is mapped onto the 6. If I put a -5 into the machine, what's going to come out of the machine?
-6.
8 is going to come out of the machine. The -5 is mapped onto the 8. This is not a relation with a pattern right now. The only pattern is the one that we can see right there. We'll see more specific functions that have patterns that are more predictable with infinite numbers in each of the sets. Right now, we have a really straightforward one. Making sense so far? Easy peasy?
What if you put 1 in the machine?
If I put 1, then I'll get out either a 9 or a 10, but I don't know which. Which is an important question related to Christy's important question from earlier. Which is we're about ready to kind of go to that. So we're going to see if we can tease out what a function is. I'm going to tell you right now, a function is a special kind of relation. So we still have a domain and range. We still have inputs, outputs. We still have 2 sets. Okay. So I'm gonna do some pictures up here, and I want you to do them, and we're gonna play a game.
Okay.
We're gonna play Is It a Function? Okay. Okay. So here is our first contestant in this game. Is this one a function? Yes or no? You're guessing right now. So if you think it is a function, I want you to give me a thumbs up. If you think it's not a function, I want you to give me a thumbs down. There's no middle ground. There's no abstention. If you think this is a function, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down.
How do you know?
I don't know. How do you know? Right now, you're just guessing, Chiquita. Just guessing. Yes or no? C or no? Okay, so if you guessed right, you guessed yes. So this is a function. Okay, let's do another one.
I can't see that.
Next year, you're going to have to sit closer.
Or get glasses.
We had this exact same conversation last class.
Thing is, I'm stubborn, so.
Okay, I want you to... Well, I want you to take a look at this, and I want you to tell me, do you think it's a function, yes or no? Right now, you're just guessing yes, or you're guessing no. There's no middle ground. Be confident, yes or no. What is that, Jace? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no. He says no. Good job. Way to commit. So I've got 50-50 this time. So if you guessed yes, you would be right. This is a function. Okay, so we might have shattered some paradigms here, which is fine. Okay, let's do another one. See if we think this is a function. Okay, take a look at that guy.
Is that top of 5?
No, it's pi.
Oh.
Okay, so if you think this is a function, give me a thumbs up. If you don't think this is a function, give me a thumbs down. Let's see if we guess right. You got down, down, baby, down by the roller. No, waterfall. How's that song go? Isn't that a jump rope song? Down, down, baby, down by whatever. Who comes next to that song? Y'all ever heard that song? You're not old enough. And some of you are not, girls. This, if you guessed yes, it is a function.
Oh. I see what you're doing.
Gavin thinks he's figured it out. We're going to see.
So think, meaning I could be wrong, I could be right.
And if you're off, you go to prison.
Yay.
Free lunch.
Free lunch.
Free lunch.
Sure.
But people that go to prison usually have a big old fine, so.
Yes, but he won't. He'll just have trouble for math and math, so free lunch.
Where?
What do we think? Do we think this is a We got 3 people that aren't committed. One person's not committed.
Commit.
Commit, JJ. You can do this. He's saying yes. We got lots of yeses. We got almost all yeses. 1 no that I can see, I think. 2 no's. This is not a function.
Yes.
I knew it.
Let's do another one.
Did you guys know?
You're not making sense.
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay. Is that a function? Yes or no?
Is the 8 pointing to the 9 or the 10?
The 8 pointing is pointing to the 9.
Now I see it.
Now I think of it.
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 no's and a yes. That one is a function. That one right there is a function.
I thought you said in the video that wouldn't work.
You like to be booked, you like.
You like to be booked. Okay, let's do another one.
Were we supposed to watch the video?
I trusted you.
Theoretically, but there was some confusion.
Clearly
Clearly on my part.
That's not function. It's not making sense. I don't understand how.
Is that one a function? Yes or no?
I'm saying yes. No.
I've got 1, 2. No, wait. I'm confused. 1, 2, 3
Down commit.
no's. What are you gonna vote for, Gavin?
Do it.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 yeses.
What is it? Tell me.
Oh, right. That was
Yippee.
Wait,
It's wrong.
right.
Never mind, book. You're no longer a liar. I'll now mark with the X's.
Wait.
Which page are you on?
What? What page is this?
399.
390. No. Okay, let me go to 390 now.
Can you get this out?
Is that one a function? Yes or no?
No.
How am I supposed to know?
I was it.
I'm getting mad.
Okay, so 397. Ah.
Okay.
Is this a function? Yes or no?
Wait, is that a 6 or a?
No.
It's a 6 or a 0. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Does not affect anything. Is that a function or is that not a function?
Yeah.
We're still pretty split.
No.
Okay. So y'all tell me what your theories are right now about what makes something a function. What are we thinking?
If it's a two-pronged, it's not a function.
If it's a two-pronged, it's not a function. So the problems with those are this one and that one. That one breaks your theory, right? So what we need to figure out is what's the difference between this and this and this and this.
One is one number is
differently.
giving two outputs, and one is two numbers giving. No, one input giving two outputs, and one is two outputs giving one.
One
Two
input.
inputs giving one output.
That's exactly right. So in this thing, if it's a function, for every input, there is one and only one output. Okay? So if we have a function machine out here, or we have a relation machine, if we need to know whether it's a function, we can take a look at it. And if we put this to something kind of more realistic in real life, right? If we take our black box and we put into our black box function machine,
I like the first one better.
Yeah.
you do.
Yes.
Okay, so in this one, if I take and I put 2 pieces of bread into this machine, and one time I get out toast, and the other time I get out charcoal, is that a function? No. But if every time I put bread into this machine, I get toast out of it, now it's a function. But it could still be a function if I put bread and I get out a toast, or I put fake bread, gluten-free bread, and I still get toast out the other end. Is this still a function?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Right? Makes sense?
Well,
A little bit?
Wouldn't you have to get out gluten-free toast?
Well, true, but we're simplifying the thing. I don't know. It's not a great example, but I was making stuff up. That one was for you, Gina. I don't know if you made it this far, but you better, because I took the time to upload this stupid video. Okay. Next year, I'm thinking I'm going to upload that too. Record all of my classes. Probably get a better mic setup and actually bring my real camera too.
I think Gina just kind of watched like 2 seconds of the video and then turned it off.
She might have. That might be true.
Well, when she saw
Is it
5,
still
she's surprised as I am.
What are you saying?
It's still recording.
Is this? Yeah, it's still recording. It's been recording for 45 minutes.
Whoa.
Okay, I want you to turn in your textbook, acceptable or otherwise, page 399.
Oh, I've been there this whole time.
Oh, wow. Overachiever. Okay, I want everybody to look at guided practice 1A and 1B. And I want you to tell me, on our list, I forgot one that's important. So we had the list of like domain and range and input and output and independent and dependent. There is one other thing that we can put for the domain and one other thing we put for the range. The domain are all the x's.
Range is all the Y's.
And the range is all the possible y's. Okay. So look at 1A, and y'all tell me whether that is or is not a function.
It is a function.
It is a function. How do you know it's a function?
Because none of the x's or y's numbers.
Well, it doesn't matter whether the y's repeat, but none of the x's repeat.
Oh.
Okay, what about 1B? Is that a function?
No, because the ones repeat on that.
Because the ones repeat on the x's. That's right. Everybody see what we're talking about on there?
Yeah.
You.
So if the x's repeat any, it's not a function.
True. Okay.
And it doesn't matter if the y's repeat.
It doesn't matter if the y's repeat. Doesn't matter if the y's repeat. We get out toast either way. Even if we put in nasty gluten-free bread. Or even worse, if we put in vegetable meat instead of real meat. I'm just kidding. Actually, honestly, the Beyond Meat, but even is pretty good. But even better is the Impossible Meat. That's pretty good. But it's hard to find in the grocery store. You can get it at not McDonald's, at Burger King. It's actually surprisingly good. It's not actually good for you, but it is good.
Pretty sure it's actually more.
Yeah, it's just like meat.
It's like higher than.
Yeah, junk food is junk food. Whether you eat meat or only plants, junk food is still junk food. It's true.
Which down there, everything.
What?
Basically everything has some effect on your body.
That's true. Everything you eat does have some effect on your body. Okay, so a subtopic of this lesson that is a little bit more tricky to understand is function notation. It's not actually that hard, but there's a couple of big pitfalls. We have seen, and we've even done stuff with things like y equals 2x plus 1, right? We've seen this. We've graphed that thing, y-intercepts and slopes. We did this in this class. Am I wrong or right?
Right.
I am right? So, in function notation, y can be rewritten as f of x. Okay, let's see if we can knock out all the bits that this means. First of all, you heard me say out loud, and we're going to write it down in our notes, that we say that is, f of x. This is really important. Pitfall number 1. This does not mean, in this context, this is not f times x. That is not what this means. That f is not multiplied. Those are that, in fact, and it is important to understand that this whole thing, this whole schmagoigle is an entire variable by itself. So f of x is one thing, not two things. It's one thing, not two things. So if I had something, this is a little bit crazy, but if I had something like f of x plus f of x, then we would have 2 times f of x. Okay. It's not separate. It's one thing. They're linked together. You don't multiply them. You don't multiply them together. It's not multiplication. It's notation. And what this means, and we can also translate, is that f is a function of x. Okay. Another way, and another thing to think about with it is that x in this context is the independent variable. F of x, that whole thing, is the dependent variable. We'll talk more about what those are later, but to prime the pump and to get your brain thinking that way, if we have an experiment where we are growing bacteria in a petri dish, and I start with bacteria in a petri dish, and I'm looking at two quantities. I'm looking at how many bacteria there are, and I'm looking at the time, how long it's been. Which one of those depends on the other one? Does the amount of time that's passed depend on the number of bacteria, or does the number of bacteria in my dish depend on how much time has passed? Y'all think about it and tell me.
How many bacteria are in the dish?
Depends on the amount of time. That's exactly right. So in that scenario, the time would be the independent variable. Time, if it's a variable in a thing, is almost always independent because we don't control time. We can't go back in time. Sorry to break it to you. You can't fix the 3 mistakes you've made in your life so far. They just try to think, okay, so that one, not getting 3, only 2. Maybe that one's a half. I don't know. I know, y'all aren't very old. That's why I said 2 mistakes. No, I said 3. Okay. Making sense so far? Nothing too tricky. So let me show you how we're going to use this notation in problems today. Okay. So we might have a problem that looks something like this. Or we'll say if f of x equals 5x minus 6. Find f of negative 2. So to solve this, it's really easy. All we do, you pay close attention? We take and rewrite this with parentheses everywhere where there's an x. And then what do you think we're going to stick in the parentheses? What's your guess?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. Absolutely brilliant. And then we just need to simplify this. So over here, what's the first thing we should do to simplify it?
Multiply the 2 and the 5.
Multiply the 2 and the negative 5. I mean, the other way around, but same answer, right? What's 5 times negative 2?
Negative 10.
Negative 10. Now what should we do?
Add the 6 because they're both negative.
Yeah, so negative 10 plus negative 6 is what?
Negative 16.
Negative 16.
Where did you get the negative 10?
5 times negative 2. Alright, yes?
I said when I was watching the video, I was confused when you got like the number for that. But then when I was looking at the homework problems, I didn't see those at the top.
Gotcha. Okay, so why don't y'all, as a guided practice, find f of, let's really clean your clock and do 2/5. Ready, go.
What problem number is it?
Problem number, I just made it up. Next year, by the way, you probably won't actually have to ask when we're having a test because you'll have the whole calendar ahead of time. You'll even know what problems are assigned for homework ahead of time. I wouldn't recommend it, but theoretically, you would be able to do all of your homework in like a week. And then just like turn it in as you go. But that would not be smart. You'd probably not do well on the tests if you tried to do that. But I will have all of it listed out ahead of time.
God, a refresher thing. How to do that?
You click. Yeah, I don't really know how to directions on a calculator because I'm stupid.
No, it's not because you're stupid. It's because you're ignorant about how to put fractions in a calculator. Let me unignorant you. You ready? So if you want to put 2/5, you push 2 fraction fifths.
Thank you.
You actually push it. You should push times. Go. So that's where we should have ended up. Right there. Y'all have any questions on that problem? See or no?
What is that thing above the 5?
It's a 2.
That's not a 2. That looks like an 8.
What is that? Does Hollywood want to rest the Western out of conservative hands? What a stupid headline.
Oh.
Yeah. Was it easier than you thought?
Way
it was
more
way easier.
simplified.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So you should now flip in your textbook. To page 400 and do guided practices 3A and 3B. Ready, go. Maybe I'll give you a pop quiz next week. That could be fun.
No. I've had experiences with pop quizzes.
Steven, did you just say you have bad experiences with pop quizzes? When have you even had a pop quiz?
Last year.
You've been homeschooled all your life.
Last year you gave us pop quizzes.
Oh yeah, was it terrible?
Yeah, I failed everything.
But look at you now, making A's and everything. What?
I was looking at the wrong problem.
Oops.
That's fine. Now you have to start over.
Luckily, they're kind of short. For now.
No, that's.
Give yourself a few years. They'll get more complicated.
Oh, so pictures.
Oh.
Can I go to the bathroom?
You may.
Here's my one.
I think I know when we're going to get that is.
You understand what's happening?
Brainwaves.
Well, on number 3A, I got equals 16.
Wow.
Well, I did F. I put parentheses and put 4 in the parentheses, and then wrote equals 14 plus 3, and then 4 in the parentheses.
Mm-hmm.
Then I put F4 equals 14 plus 12, and I got 16.
Well, 14 plus 12 is 26.
Okay, now I get it.
Good. Gina, if you've made it this far, I'm just going to say there's been a depressing lack of discussion of obscure literature today.
Because I haven't really read Shakespeare.
Yeah, it's just depressing.
I read his one of Julius Caesar.
I've read Romeo.
Any questions on those problems, kiddos?
No. Oh, the.
Good.
Maybe.
There you go, kids. There's your homework. We might have a pop quiz next week. It could happen. You never know.
Well, what's the difference between a pop quiz and a
Thought
test?
there was a
A
problem.
pop quiz is over one topic, and I don't tell you that we're going to have it.
But you
Hence
told
the
us.
pop. I said might. I'm listening.
Well, what is that page?
We're gonna have.
What you say?
What is that page? Is that 401?
Yeah, to 402.
I only have to do 3 problems. It's already 28.
Why'd you do that?
Because I was looking at the
The
video
video.
and then the
Is that
study
30?
guide questions.
Is that 34?
Yes, sir. We are done a few minutes early. You can start working on your homework. There you go. While I start uploading Gina.